Hey champions, Coach Faye here. I'm about to start the webinar and I decided to give it a treat and be live with you as I am doing the webinar at the same time. So I'm just gonna keep the camera on, so if you didn't register and you still want to watch, you can actually be here. I'm not going to be looking at the camera. I'm going to be looking straight into my webinar screen and enjoy it if you want to watch it. I absolutely would love to have you there. Hi, Greg. Hi, Rocky. Thank you for being here. Okay, so we're about to start in 4 minutes and last few moments of preparation and yeah, getting kind of like scary here. Okay, I see my screen. I am in the webinar room. So I'm kind of going to be looking here and there and have like several things going on in front of me right now. So I'm going to go in. Yes. Okay. Hi, Alexandra. Go on the webinar. Go to the webinar room. It's better if you are in the webinar room. So there is a link. So we're going to start in about 3 minutes. Getting ready now. And hi, Joe. So exciting. Okay, I think I've got everything ready here. 3 minutes. We're about to start in about 3 minutes. It's already open. You guys, okay, I see Stan in the room. It doesn't look like my chat is working. Say something, but it's not working. So reload. Okay, 2 minutes. My chat is not. Let's see. It's gonna work now. Hey. Let's see. Reload. Okay. Not there. Did it work? Yes, it did. Okay, it's already open. You guys, you can see me? 11:59. I can't see me, so I see that I can say some comments. So I have like, Привет, Оля! Wow! So, learning curve. It's 1 minute. We're going to start in 1 minute. I guess it's going to waiting for me, but I'm here. So why are you waiting for me if I'm here? 12 p.m. 11:59. Is it working? Can you see me? You can see me. Can you see me in the webinar room? Can you see me in the webinar room? So I have like several things going on. If you see me, Alexander, if you see me in the webinar room, can you put the comment in the webinar room and say you're there? Okay. Okay, oops, let me see if I'm in the webinar room here and I am here. Yeah! Okay, I see you guys. I see the comments coming. So let me see. That's how it works. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, I see. All right. Okay, it's 12 o'clock. Okay, we're on. It looks like we're on. Okay, well, welcome guys. Welcome to the 2mm way to supercharge your performance live training. This is my first webinar ever and I'm so thrilled to have you here. You will learn the secret today behind the 2mm way that determines whether you'll succeed receive repeated opportunities to try again and again and again and again. We will learn how to start working your life instead of continually searching for ways to make it work, and understand why the same tools work for some people but not for others, and what you need to change to make these tools work for you too. I'm sure you've seen how some people, they just get stuff easily and it just works, and you work and work and work and it's just not happening, or you've seen this happen with other people. You will also learn the best thing of all of this is that you can actually do all of this and enhance your life, enhance your relationships, be more fulfilled, more joyful, more motivated, instead of run down, resentful, angry, and unhappy why life is unfair. So Coach Faye is here. I am a former Olympic figure skating coach, best-selling author, and creator, obviously, of this webinar and the program Imagined Life. And it is my mission and purpose in life to study, implement, and develop the tools and strategies for life mastery, to inspire, empower, and teach people these tools so that we can enjoy fulfilling, meaningful lives, realize our dreams, inspire others, and contribute to the evolution of the universal consciousness. And I want to thank you and welcome you for being here with me today and giving me this opportunity to live my mission and to help you to live yours. I want to thank you for your time and attention, because these are the most valuable resources that you have in your life. The time and attention. And for you to be here, it means it's important to you. It's important for you to go to the next level. This is why you're here, and I honor you for that. I honor you for making this contribution to yourself, to the world, and for allowing us to create something better. So thank you for that. So it is my intention and commitment to you to give you my absolute best, to help you to take something away today that's going to change your life for the better. Maybe give you some motivation or tip that something is going to make a transformation in your life. That's my absolute commitment to you. And I want to mention this: if you stay through the end of this webinar with me today, there are going to be some cool giveaways and some announcements at the end, so please hang in here. And also there will be no replay. The whole thing is going live, so however it's going to go, the mistakes, whatever's going to happen, please accept that. I'm going to get better. You're all going to be getting better at this. So thank you again for giving me your trust and attention. And I want to ask you to please say hi on the comments. In front of me, I just have the video screen. I don't have the comments. So I'm going to be kind of like looking to the side. I put this live on Facebook at the same time. So if I'm looking here, you guys are live on Facebook right here. I'm looking straight, you guys are in the webinar room, and here on this side I have a webinar room in front of me, and I do see your comments, so I'm going to periodically look on the side. So please say hi that you're there. I see Alexandra, you're here, Louis, Julie, Stan, I see you guys are there. Hello. And keep the comments coming. I will respond to your comments and questions towards the end, and as I see them, I'm just going to be speaking right through it. So okay, so I want to say this, why this webinar is being called 2 millimeters way to success. It is not going to be about some quick fix formula, okay? I don't believe in some quick fix formula, so don't expect that it's just going to boom happen. But at the end, you will understand why it's actually 2 millimeters away and how you can shorten the path instead of struggling so hard. So I will also introduce you to Imagined Life Path. Some of you already know about it, some of you don't. So I will be introducing you to Imagined Life Path and how it will solve the problem of reaching the success in an easier and shorter way. And it's not going to be so hard. You will see that it's not actually so hard to create what you want in your life working from this angle. So it's just going to give you a shift in perception. I remember about 23 years ago or so, I was a young, ambitious figure skating coach, and I had a dream. I had a dream of becoming an Olympic coach. And I was a student at the university getting my degree in coaching figure skating. And I would watch Olympics, and I would see coaches and skaters out there smiling into the camera, and I would be like, oh, I want that. And I dedicated much of my life to achieving this goal, and I was willing to take and do whatever it took. And many people would tell me, you have to be lucky to make it. It's impossible. And the truth was, for many people, it did seem like an impossible dream. But I was looking at some other people like Bella Caroli, the famous gymnastics coach, or John Wooden, the famous basketball coach, who continuously created the results that I wanted to create. And they were doing it again and again and again. And I thought, if they were able to do that so many times over, it wasn't luck, it was some kind of a method and technique. And if that was a method and technique, then I could learn that. I figured that they have one arm, one head, 2 arms, 2 legs, and I have the same. And if I have the same as they do, why wouldn't I be able to learn? And so I'm 23 years old, and I decided to attend my first Professional Skaters Association's conference. And I didn't have anything. I was a brand new immigrant from the Soviet Union. I had no money. I was a student in school, taking loans to go to school. And I applied for a credit card to go to this conference because at that conference, Bella Caroli, the famous gymnastics coach, was being a keynote speaker. And I spent everything. I got this credit card. I went to this conference, and I was first in the room, running into that conference room to be in the front row in the middle with my beautiful notebook and pen to take notes to learn the secret winning sauce of Bella Caroli. How did he do it? And that day was complicated because Bella Caroli was Romanian, and he spoke with a very heavy accent, and it was very difficult to understand what he was saying, and I felt disappointed for a while. I see, Julie. So the disappointment was that I wasn't going to be able to learn from Bella because I couldn't understand what he was saying. And I gave up almost of listening to him when all of a sudden I could feel my energy rising. And I started feeling excited because Bella, he was so passionate about what he was teaching that I felt like I could just run out from that room and go and teach my students and inspire and empower them, because I knew that what Bella had inside of him was that energy and passion and vision that he had for his student, what was driving that success. And recently, I found this notebook from my college years, and I found a letter in that notebook, and I'm going to read that letter to you right now. And the letter was from my 23-year-old self to Bella Caroli. And this is what it said. Dear Bella, my name is Faye. I'm a young figure skating coach. You don't know me, but I have met you at the Professional Skaters Association's conference in Orlando, Florida this year. At the conference, I could not understand a lot of things you were saying, but your inspirational voice stuck with me for a while. A couple of weeks ago, I found your book, Feel No Fear. And of course, I purchased it immediately. You have trained so many gymnastic champions that one cannot say, oh wow, it's just his luck. Listening to you speaking and reading your book gives me a clear idea how your champions emerged. I truly want to achieve the same results with my skaters, and I want to be the most successful figure skating coach just like you are. Thank you very much for being such an inspiration for me and other people. And please, if I will ever become a successful coach, I want you to know that part of my success belongs to you. Thank you very much. When I read that letter, I was just shocked, because the girl that wrote this letter didn't know that she was going to become an Olympic skating coach, best-selling author, creator of Imagined Life, speaker, and doing all of this work. She didn't know she was going to do any of that. She was a regular kid with lots of problems. As a matter of fact, in this very same notebook, there is it's not a letter, it's a list of things that I wrote for myself that I wanted to become. And I wrote this list. I want to be on time all the time. I was struggling so hard with being late everywhere. I don't want to eat junk food. I was 35 pounds overweight. I want to lose weight. I want to have an energy to motivate my students all the time. Obviously, when you're 35 pounds overweight, it's kind of tricky to energize and motivate your students. I want to set an example for them. I don't want to fight with my husband. I want my house to be spick and span, etc. So you get the idea of where I kind of was. 2 millimeters way to success. You see, at that time, I was miles and miles away from the dream that I had. And for many people, it becomes overwhelming to see that far into the future, to visualize this big dream, and then they see sometimes people on the stage, on the platform, and they're like, oh, this is so cool, this is what I want to be, this is what I want to accomplish. And then they fight and fight and fight and fall off the wagon. So many people just fall off the wagon and can't bear the journey. It's not an easy journey. So, as I read to you that list of my younger self, wanting those things, wanting to be more organized, wanting to lose weight, I bet many of you have experienced this journey that goes like up and down. You lose weight, you gain weight, you like fight for those habits that are going to make things happen. You watch other people succeeding and you're struggling so hard, and things may not seem to be going the way you want them to go. So how did that stop? And how was I able to make that change and do this work that I'm doing and stuck with it and achieve the results that I have achieved. And that's what I want to share with you today. So 2 millimeters way to success came from Tony Robbins. A few years ago, I've attended a seminar, maybe some of you have too, the Unleash the Power Within, the Giant Within, whatever he called that. And he shared a story that really changed. Yay! So it kind of changed the way I started looking at things. It didn't really change anything, but it just almost confirmed what I always knew. And a lot of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today is not like something new. It's just something that probably going to let that light bulb go off and go like, yeah, I've always knew about that too. And so here's the Tony Robbins story. Tony Robbins decided that he wanted to not become a golfer, but he was networking with people, and he's Tony Robbins, so he wants to prove how awesome he is. So he goes and networking at golf, and he wanted to impress his friends with his golfing skills. So the most natural thing to do is hire a golfing pro. So he hired a professional. And he goes on a golf field and he gets his club and he hits the ball, and the ball flies 180 feet away from the hole. It's so far off from the goal. So far off. And he's like, I'm never gonna get to be a golfer because it's gonna take me forever to become the golfer, to get that ball into the hole. I'm so far away. It's overwhelming and so frustrating. And he was just about to quit when his coach looked at him and he said, you know, you're not as far from your goal as you think you are. You're only about 2 millimeters away from your goal. And Tony Robbins was like, what do you mean 2 millimeters away? Can't you see? It's 180 feet away. It's not 2 millimeters away. And his coach said, Tony, it's just a shift in perspective. You're focusing on the ball being 180 feet away from the hole. What if you focus on the actual ball? If you move the club only 2 millimeters to the right, to where you hit the ball is going to fly straight into the hole. And just to think about this, how many of us are so focused on some huge goal out there in the future that seems unattainable, when there is something lays right in front of us, or even not even in front of us, but within us, that we can shift, and that ball is going to fly straight into the hole. And what if, instead of focusing on making that 1 foot difference, 2 foot difference, it's 180 feet difference that you need to cover, you focus on 1/10 of the millimeter, and that's better right here, and you just completely stay focused there. And somehow, one day, the miracle happens. And that ball is right there in the hole. How awesome is that? And before I even knew this story, I remember I was coaching my students on the ice. And I have this dream, right? I have a dream to coach at the Olympics. But I don't have kids that are elite level athletes yet. I have little kids, they're tiny, they're 9 and 8 and 10-year-old kids. And I would tell them, look, here's this athlete, Yevgeny Plashenko, and I see him, he's like an Olympic, he's an Olympic champion, he's phenomenal. And I love and inspired by the way he is skating, and I want my skaters to look just like him, to do what he does, but they can't see themselves there. How can I motivate them to work so hard to go there? I mean, just imagine if someone told you, look, if you work really, really hard for 20 years, one day you're going to attain that result. And then everyone would tell you, but what if you don't? So many people work so hard and they never attain that result. I mean, how many athletes are working so hard and never make it? And people would tell you, look, you're crazy. You're never going to make it to the Olympics because so many want to and they burn out in hell and they never make it. Why am I going to work so hard and put my time, my money, my energy, everything into my goal and know that nothing will ever change for me? I wouldn't do that, right? And so one day, the magic thing happened. And the magic thing happened is that I got a gift. And the gift was a video of a 9-year-old boy who became an Olympic champion in his 20s. And I watched this video, and I could take that video to my students, to my other 9-year-old students, and say, look, he's an Olympic champion, we already know that. And you're 9 years old, and he was 9 years old. And you can see where he was and who he was at 9 years old. And you can really compare yourself to that. And what really shocked me that day was that at 9 years old, this boy already looked, walked, and moved as an Olympic champion. At 9 years old, he already was an Olympic champion. And from that time on and before, he lived every single day of his life as an Olympic champion. While other people, they were struggling to get there, he was there every single day of his life practicing not being a skater. He was practicing being an Olympic champion. And other kids, when I would teach them, you have to step up and you have to show who you are. And they're like, but, well, I'm going to be a champion when I'm going to put that medal around my neck. I want you to understand, guys, that you're never going to become a champion then. If you're not a champion today, this moment, right now, you will never become one. It's a mistake that many people fail as it is because of that, because they think when I'm going to have that thing, then things going to change. Then I'm going to be different. No. You become different and then things going to change. So that's the magic of a 2-millimeter way to success. It's not about becoming the champion when they put that medal around your neck 20 years later. It's about living as a champion today, right now. It's about taking on an identity of a champion today, right now. That day when I watched that video, I realized that you don't become an Olympic champion. You get to be recognized as one. I want to repeat that one more time. You do not become an Olympic champion. You get to be recognized as one. Why people fail? People fail because it takes too long to get results. People fail because they don't know if they ever will get the results. Why bother? People fail because they don't get what they want. But the truth is, I have all the screen in front of me and I have my notes. Yes, there you go. People don't do or get what you want. Okay, I have to take a note here. You don't do or get what you want. You do or get who you are. Because we live in congruency with who we are. If you are not champion within yourself, you don't live in congruency with that. So you think champions are that way because they have the habits that they do. And so you go to school and they teach you all these habits. Do these habits and then you will become a champion. And then you do all these habits and you become nothing. Because it's not the habits that create the champions. It's the other way around. You become a champion within your mind. And this is why you cultivate these habits. Then these habits, they stick with you. The habits don't stick if they're not congruent with who you are within your consciousness, if that makes sense. We go on a journey of search. We search and search and search for ways that will make things different. We search for fulfillment. We search to feel that hole inside of us because we're not happy, because there is some idea of what we want, but we don't know how to actually get there. We don't even have the total clarity of what it is that we want. We don't have clarity of what it is that we need to work on. So what do? We read books. Some of us do. We take courses. We watch videos. We search and search and search and search for ways. And there are so many different tips and everyone has a suggestion. Just ask for suggestion, you're going to get one. And then you go and you start implementing it. And then you fall off the wagon. And what do? You buy another book. You read another book. And what happens when you read that other book? It takes at least a week or a month or several months to read the book. How much do you remember out of that book? This much. Maybe a quote. What do you do next? You go to read another book. And you already forgot the book that you've read. So we keep on going, searching and searching and searching. So instead of reading those books, what do? You go to another event. You spend thousands of dollars. You receive several tens of pages of information that you can't really carry in your head. And for a moment, you're motivated and inspired. And then that motivation wanes. And you're back where you are. In the same place, searching for another answer, for another habit, again and again and again. Because the truth is, it's not about reading in seminars, it's about practicing. As a figure skating coach, I would tell my students, you know what? You can read all the books in the world about figure skating, about the double axel, about the triple axel. You can go to seminars. But if you're not willing to put the skates on and go practice, nothing will ever change. But you have to know what to practice, how to practice. And we always want to practice skills. And yes, we do want to practice skills, but what we don't actually get is that we need to practice our identities, who we are. And every single one of us is different. There is no one set curriculum for every person. Because one person may be super organized and very committed, and someone else is totally disorganized and has all kinds of different issues that are standing in the way. And so the same habits don't work the same for different people. You have to figure out first, what is your identity? And what is it within you that's holding you back from what you want? I love this one quote. If you can write it down, if you have a notebook in front of you, write it down. You can also ask me, can you please say that quote again? I'm going to send you the quotes. I'll send you everything, whatever you need. And here's the quote. Champions are not the ones with strengths. Champions are the ones that don't have weaknesses. Champions are not the ones with strengths. Champions are the ones that don't have weaknesses. Now, we all have weaknesses, of course. But identifying what these weaknesses are and transforming them into strengths is what makes all the difference. And when I'm talking about these weaknesses, I'm not talking about weaknesses in skill. I'm not talking about, oh, my weakness is computer skill. I don't know how to configure Kajabi. I'm on Kajabi right now. I'm like using all these computer skills, whatever. I figured it out. I learned because I needed to. That's a skill. I'm not talking about that. That skill will support who you are. It's just an assistant. It's not the real thing. So when people actually ask me, who am I? What is my purpose? What is my mission? And I am a creator. I create. And my intention is to teach other creators. What we do here is we create. Our life is our creation. And we're so focused on making the creation that we forget that it's the better creator creates better creation. So if you focus on the 2 millimeters of success, which is the creator, train better creator, and the creation will become better. Everything else will come together. So my intention is not to change the creation. My intention is to change and help the creators to grow. If that makes any sense. When you become the powerful creator, which means realizing what is holding me back from being the best possible creator that I can be. And then focus on one step at a time. Start practicing that particular quality, that thing that holds me back from being my best self. Then I will become better creator and create better creation. Are you guys following me? How freaking awesome that is. It's absolutely total game changer. I just came from High Performance Academy by Brendon Burchard, and Brendon Burchard is this phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal trainer, and he's got this amazing event going on, 2,000 people in the room, and everyone is jumping and screaming, yes, 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 I'm going to do this. We see this at events like Tony Robbins and other events, and everyone is like so excited about that, and then they go home and like, I'm going to do this. And then they teach you, they say, you know what? I'm going to give you these tools, these habits, and then you're going to be able to do what I do. And the truth is, those of us who've been following these people for years, and we just watch and we're like seeing what happens. We see so many people start and they fall off the wagon. Because these people like Brandon, like Bella Karolyi, like Yevgeny Plushenko, Elon Musk, they didn't become that way because they did these things. They did these things because of who they are. When we change that identity and step into our best self, then we can create our own creation to whatever your imagination is capable of conceiving. And every single one of you guys, you can do this. The trick here is to become clear. Become clear on what are those weaknesses are. These weaknesses actually align in a very specific order. Everyone has different weaknesses, so you have to identify exactly what they are and identify exactly in which order they go, and then you just focus on them, blinkers on, and you have to not focus just on that result. You have to become like this gardener who just shows up and knows, I'm the gardener. What I do, I water and I put fertilizer in. I water and I put the fertilizer in. And I leave it to God for the plant to grow. The plant will grow as well as you put the fertilizer in and you put the water in. You have to become that creator. And if, as a gardener, you have problems being organized to remember to put that water in, then that's your weakness that you need to focus on, not the plant. You have to focus on you. This is why I created Imagined Life Path. Imagined Life Path is a real 2-millimeter way to success. And Imagined Life Path helps identify exactly what those weaknesses are that you need to work on in that specific particular order. And I know you guys, you've got already like a lot of information. I'm not sure. I'm like running over here. How we're doing? I have 3 screens going on. And Julie, I do see your comments, and it's so affirming to receive your comments. Thank you for being and doing this with me. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you. So Imagined Life Path here would begin with identifying what it is that's holding us back from creating the life that we want from within us. I go a lot to schools and I speak to children, and I ask children in middle schools, how many of you have ever seen unhappy adults? And of course, everyone raises their hands up because we all have seen unhappy adults. And I ask these kids, how many of you would like to become an unhappy adult? And they're like confused, looking at each other like, what? Who in the world will want to become an unhappy adult? I mean, you've got to be crazy to want to become an unhappy adult, right? But really, if we think about this, guys, every single one of those adults was a kid. They were all in middle school, dreaming to become happy adults. Then why didn't they? How? They ended up being so miserable, depressed, addicted, dragging their feet from 9 to 5, really enslaved. How did that happen? None of these kids want that. None of these kids wanted that. Then how did they create that? And the truth is, most of us don't use the creative gift that we've got inside of us to visualize being that we want. When, like that story about Yevgeny Plashenko that I shared with you, that at 9 years old, that boy, he already knew that he was an Olympic champion when he was 9. He walked and talked like one. If you would see him, he was like, it was like drinking water. Every single one of you right now, in this very moment, you practice something. If I ask you, what are you practicing right now? Maybe you're practicing sending me a message back, or you're practicing sitting on a chair, practicing watching, you're practicing something. And the question is, what you're practicing right now, are you practicing from the best self? Are you being your best self at this very moment? Are you sitting as your best self? Are you sitting as a champion? Are you sitting as a greatness that is within you? Or you're just living in that little shell that you call by your name, and you're saying, this is who I am. Because the truth is, this shell, this body, this instrument that we live within does not define actually who we are, because this instrument is instrument of creation, and what's inside of us is the creator. And when the creation, which is actually the ego, the small self, starts running the show, we're in trouble. Not every single day you step in, you're waking up into this world saying, this is who I am, and you declare that. You're never going to realize whatever it is that you want. And we can start that now. We can start that now. So right now, what I'd like to do, I don't want to overwhelm you with more information. I just want you to understand a few things. It's hard to create when we're unhappy and miserable, when we're unfulfilled. And most of the people, actually, the majority of people, the average person, spends about 1,000 hours per year feeling awful. And you know what happens when we're feeling awful? Our productivity goes down. We can't do anything. We can't focus, because all we focus on is the pain that we feel inside of us. What would change if you start feeling better? How would your life change? Imagine that $1,000, 1,000 hours would translate into money. That would make sense, right? 1,000 hours wasted on negative emotions. And if you work from the inside out, stepping into your best self, and multiply that 1,000 hours by whatever amount you want to multiply it by. $10 an hour? $20 an hour? $100 an hour? Whatever you want to multiply that by. That's amount of money you can recover in your productivity if you heal yourself from within and align with who you are. That's magical. And you can do this easy. So what I'd like to do now, I want to explain to you our next step and what we can do, because we can talk about this forever, but talking about this is not going to change anything. What's going to change is putting the skates on and going on the ice and practice, right? So that's the key. But the first thing is to identify what it is that you need to practice, because you can't just practice random stuff. And we spent years searching for stuff to practice without knowing, which is wasting our time. So I'm going to offer to you today a blueprint session with me, where I meet with you one-on-one on Skype, and we're going to identify exactly the weaknesses that are within you right now that you want to transform into strengths. The weaknesses that you want to transform into strengths. You will define exactly 12 qualities that you want to focus on to improve. These qualities will align in a very specific order, designed just for you. Because the earth is a school. Everyone signs up for their own curriculum. But it's not the school for our bodies, guys. Earth is a school for creators, so that we can become better creators, so we can create better creations. So when you define exactly what qualities you need to work on, which are the real classes that your soul came here to learn, and you become a better creator, you start creating the life that you want, but you need to know what these classes are and in what order you need to take them, you personally. And so this session will freaking change your life when you do this. And I'm not following my script here, of course, at all, even though like I created the points and I'm jumping all over the place here. So excited. I know I have you guys here, Stan and Julie, and you guys have done this. You've done the blueprint. You're practicing, I imagine. You know what it's about and you know how it changed. And please do comment on what it was. Just comment what that blueprint was and how you know exactly quality by quality to step in and focus on. This system, guys, have taken me over 30 years of search. It took me over $500,000 to create, because just like you, I was looking for ways to make these things better. I was searching and searching and searching, going from one seminar to another, reading thousands of books. And I'm not saying that it was not good to read all of those books and go to all of these seminars. It's very important and it was very helpful. But it would be so much more helpful if I knew why exactly I'm going there and what exactly I'm working on. Not that thing out there, but this thing within me. Then everything would change. Thank you, Julie. So, if you understand this, this search costs that much money. I wouldn't have to spend half of that money if I knew what I was looking for. Not looking for, if I knew what I was doing, if it was like, this is what I'm working on, and then it's going to be this thing, and then it's going to be this thing, and it's aligned, and you know exactly. You don't have to waste your time and money looking when you could be practicing. So while someone who already has that identity, they just keep practicing this thing. This is why it's a shortcut. It's 2 millimeters away, because you practice on just this little thing while someone else is trying to practice and change it over there, and they're looking for all these different ways. They're trying to get a different club, a different bowl, a different golf course, a different coach, a different stuff. Instead of staying there and just focus, I know exactly that I'm moving from this millimeter to this millimeter, and I just stay and practice. And that's it. And you know exactly what you're doing. That would change everything for you. I can't tell you enough how much the session will change everything for you and save you so much time and money and energy, and put you on track to stay focused and intentional. The truth is, we do talk about practice, 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 and we even created this quote, practice makes it perfect. Bullshit, guys! Practice does not make it perfect. It makes it permanent. Those middle school students that are crouching and all that blah, showing up in school, doing this every day and sleeping on their desk, that's what they're practicing day in and day out. Guess what? When they become adults, that's the kind of adults they're going to be. Why? Because that's what they practiced all their freaking lives. Now they're miserable and they're gonna go on and say, well, life is unfair. Bullshit. Life is not unfair. It's fair. You've practiced for 20 years being this and doing other stuff, and now you got what you've created. That's exactly how it is. I'm sorry I'm being so passionate about that, but that is the truth. The truth is, practice makes it permanent. That's exactly right. Practice makes it permanent. Perfect practice makes it perfect. And I would say it's not even perfect practice that makes it perfect. It's consciously intentional practice that makes it perfect. Consciously intentional practice that makes it perfect. And I'm sitting here with you right now, sharing this, practicing Imagines. Imagined life is based on Imagines. Imagined is a little tool right here that I am charging my water on. I drink my Imagine tended water. Our creators' faculties are about imagination. I want you to see this. It's about imagination. We all have imagination faculties within us. And whether you're actually consciously, intentionally sitting and imagining what it is that you are and what it is that you want, you are still creating. And without consciously being intentional about it, you're creating whatever. Right? You're creating whatever. And I'm unhappy about that. So practicing Imagines and drinking this water, it puts me in the way of being intentional with what it is, who it is that I want to be, what do I want to bring into the world. Every single day, every time I drink that water, it reminds me again and again and again and again. So I am not doing this thing right now to become something. I am doing this webinar with you right now, speaking, because what I am practicing is being the world-class thought leader. This is who I am. I practice that. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to fall. Things going to come and you keep changing it. This is why it's a practice. You go to the gym and you practice. And a lot of the times I teach my students and I say, look, life is a balance beam. You're a gymnast. You can't make balance beam change. Balance beam is going to stay as it is. Master changes himself and becomes the master of the balance beam. That's what consciously intentional practice is all about. And that's what you get when you do the blueprint and you know exactly what to practice on step by step. This session that I am going to offer you today, it's only going to be $67. That's it. It's absolutely nothing. Nothing. It's absolutely ridiculously low price to have that session done and to know what your blueprint is, what qualities you need to step into to become a better creator. If the session doesn't totally blow your money, your mind away, if it doesn't blow your mind away, you can ask for a refund. You have nothing to lose. This blueprint session for $67. If it doesn't blow your mind away, ask for a refund. So there is absolutely nothing you've got to lose. If this wasn't enough, I'm going to give you something else. And what I'm going to give you is 4 images. You don't get to choose them. This is not off the blueprint. This is just like a gift. But you get 4 images and the frame like this. So you can start experiencing what it's like to practice Imagine Life. And it comes with a little mini online course. You're watching the videos, it tells you exactly what to do and you start practicing. And the 4 images that you will get, I believe this is right, you get the courage, you get the thoughtfulness, creativity, and there was one more. Excellence. You get to practice being excellence, being courage, being creativity, and thoughtfulness. It's a $50 value alone just for this little set for you to dip your foot, your toe into the water to experience what it's like practicing from the inside out. So imagine instead of doing the thing that you're doing, you're going to do that thing from the place of I am courage I quest for. You're doing that thing from the place of being courage instead of whatever. So you're improving yourself as a creator, and as you become courage in one thing, guess what? You become courage in everything else. If this practice becomes something like wow for you, my other bonus to you would be another 15% off the actual system which comes in this box. Imagine Life Path. You get everything in, you get 15% off of that system after if you decide to practice that. And of course, you get a session with me one-on-one personally. That's $550 value alone just in that. So today, for this $67, you'll get a session with me one-on-one on Skype. You get a mini course with your own frame and your own blueprints and a course online to practice, just to try out. And you get your own blueprint, knowing exactly what qualities you need to work on from the inside out, step by step. Not only you will know that, these qualities will align in exact order to show you exactly what your life purpose is. The truth is, guys, the 2 most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. And these qualities will show you exactly why you came here on this earth. You will know your life's purpose. How cool is that? How cool is that? And one last thing that I want to say. If you decide to do this today, I'm going to give you something else. I have never done this before because it's not really together. It's not the thing that I normally do, but it's not even part of my imagined life. But if you decide to do this today, I'll send you my book, Choreography of Awakening, included into this. That's what you get. Now, if you do the session and you choose, you decide it's not really that life transforming to do that session, you're not going to get the bonuses. You'll get the money back. So you have nothing to lose. We'll do the session and I'll send everything to you and you decide what you want. Okay? But total guarantee. You do the session if it's good for you. If it's not just good for you. If it's like, yeah, that's okay. Money back. If it doesn't change you in any way, money back. No questions asked. Alright? And should you like, oh my gosh, yes, you get all of these bonuses. My book, the mini course. I can take the session back, and of course you're going to receive your own blueprint, which is going to look, this is the blueprint, so you get your own blueprint. It's going to show you exactly the qualities that you get, 12 qualities, and you get the reading. You get the reading on what this means. It's going to show you what your life purpose is. Exactly. All right. I'm going to wrap it up today. I'm going to wrap it up with the story that I want to share with you. And you can just kind of like listen in, close your eyes, and just enjoy the story. Once upon a time, a traveler was journeying around, and he came upon two men working in the construction. And there I got distracted. I see your question, Stan. The order is going to be, how the order? The order is going to be, I believe, at the end of this play, of the webinar, there should be an order, or you're going to get the email with the information about it, so you could order that way. So it's coming. Now I'm going to tell the story one more time. Okay, so I'm back. Okay. Once upon a time, a traveler comes upon the construction site, and he sees two men laying stone. One man, he looks so miserable, angry, upset. He is just walking from place to place, carrying that stone, being super disappointed and angry. The traveler approaches the angry man and he asks him, "What are you doing?" The angry man looks at him in disdain and he is like, "Can't you see, man? I'm laying stone." And he just turns around and goes to get another stone. The traveler looks at the other man, and the other man looks so happy. He's singing to himself, he's smiling, his eyes are sparkling, he is just so joyful. And the traveler is so surprised, like, What could make this man so joyful? It seems like the two men are doing exactly the same thing. Why? One is joyful and another one is so upset. And so the traveler is very curious. So he asks the man, why are you so happy? What are you doing? And the man looks at the traveler and he said, I am building a cathedral. I want you just to feel this, guys. I want you to feel what it is that we're doing. Are we laying stone, dragging our feet from day to day, trying to build something that's gonna make us happy someday, and you don't even know what it is, and you're just pulling it and pulling it in, and you're tired and exhausted, and life is just running away? Or imagine a different life. Imagine building the cathedral we carry within our own soul. That is what we can do. That is the promise of imagined life path. That is the promise to you if you choose to try to do this. That's how it's going to support you. Thank you, guys. I want to thank you for being here with me, and I'm going to go ahead and look now at your comments. I see. Okay. I see now the comments. Okay, I'm seeing the comments now on YouTube. I wasn't looking there, and I see that you might not have gotten much, but I see that we got the great Facebook Live instead, so that worked at least that way, so we'll know what happened and what worked and what didn't. Stan, are you still here with me? Are you guys still here with me? It looks that, okay, you got it here, still on Facebook. Okay, well, I don't know what happened with YouTube Live, why it wasn't actually working, because it looks like I've got the recording here on my other program. That was working, so it's there. I will see what I can do with this, and perhaps, okay, awesome, I see you. So you guys didn't work on the YouTube, huh? So I want to share I want to share, like, this morning was kind of very interesting morning as I shifted into my new imagined and shifting into the humility and understanding how things work. And I know we're like done with the webinar. I'm done, presented everything. I'm so grateful for you being here. Like, this was the first time. That was very interesting of how this was working and really stepping in. No, not on YouTube. It didn't work. Okay. I see. Okay. I see it. And I can't wait to like read all of your comments. I'm so excited you were here. So you guys gonna get the email. I'm gonna see. Okay. So I'm gonna see what's up with the software. This is where the tech comes. But here new lessons obviously showing up. And this is exactly what this is all about. because stuff can fall apart all around us. Obviously, YouTube didn't want to host me today for whatever reason. They wanted to keep secrets of the teachings that I'm teaching, because the moment we really truly step into who we are, the creators that who we are, the creation loses control. So if you guys are up to this, I would love to share with you a little bit more. Is that okay? Is that okay? I received a huge download today, and I'm like, I have to share that with you. Is that okay if I share that with you? Okay. Yes? Are you guys there? You still here? Yes. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna share this. I don't even know. I didn't even get to read what I was writing. I was preparing for the webinar, and the thoughts, the stuff was just coming in, and I just had to write it down because I knew I wasn't going to be able to remember ever. And as we step into being the creators and open up the channel to receive what's coming in, we'll start actually getting the information from the source. And so I'm going to read it to you for the first time. As I'm reading it for the first time, I have no idea what I wrote. All right, so here it is. Okay, here it is. Most people can't see you because they walk watching their feet with their eyes cast to the ground. Some look straight and only few look up. And what that means is, for many of us entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, we're doing this work, and sometimes it feels you're completely invisible. Nothing is changing, right? We want the results. But here's the thing. People do walk with their eyes cast down. And if we want to make change, we need to raise our eyes, because light is coming from the top. When we start looking up, everything changes. If you're sitting where you are right now, I know you're looking straight at me, you're looking into the camera, but just feel looking up. If you look up, you will experience how your whole body, everything changes, how you actually show up within yourself as you start looking up. Light is always coming from the top. If that's what you want to be, then understand where you need to look. Light is always coming from the top. If that's what you want to be, then understand where you need to look. Please understand that you will never become what you are not already. Please understand that you will never become what you are not already. And that's exactly what we were talking about today. The 2 millimeters way is become what you are, be what you are, and then things will be coming onto you. This is exactly what Jesus said when he said about seek first the kingdom of heaven, and all else will be added onto you. That's exactly what he meant. That is the 2 millimeters way to success. Seeking the kingdom of heaven is seeking the Creator, the God within you, seeking what's inside of you, becoming your best self. Physical, please understand that you will never, what this means, I'm going to read this one more time. Please understand that you will never become what you are not already. Only an oak seed can become an oak tree. So if you are an apple seed and you're looking up to an oak tree and you want to become one, that will never happen, because you're not an oak tree, an apple tree, you're an oak tree. So you become what you have to own what you are already today. Physical manifestation of your existence is not who you are. It's an expression of who you are. Physical manifestation of your existence is not who you are. It's an expression of who you are. It's the creation of the Creator of who you are. The Creator is who you are. The manifestation is just an expression of it. Your life is an expression of who you are. It's not who you are. The body and your life is the creation. The potential of the creation goes only as far as the potential of the Creator. If the Creator is plagued by worries, insecurities, upsets, and other stuff, the creation suffers tremendously, as it's no longer being created in the best possible way. If you're a terrible creator, you will create terrible creation. That's just how it is. If you're a good creator, you create good creation. We get upset about creation not being good enough, but rarely pay attention to how the Creator is. Earth is a school for creators. Creators get education in qualities they need to develop to create beautiful masterpieces. Your life and all around it and how you feel is your grade that you get. The higher the grade, the better you feel. The better you feel, the better you create. You may even want to take a role of a teacher of other creators. I don't help create I'm talking about me. I don't help create your manifestations better. I help you become better creator of your manifestations. Materialistic path is a negative path and a long one, while spiritual is a shorter one and positive. The creation is like a selfish child. It needs and wants constant attention of its Creator. Creation is not the purpose of the Creator. It's why creation is scared. It is scared to lose the attention of the Creator. Without the attention of the Creator, the creation dies. But the purpose of the Creator is to create and learn of itself. That is our purpose. Our purpose is to create and to learn when we create. The creation is just fun, game, the feedback, whether the Creator was good or not that good. The creation is the ego. It is manipulative and jealous to keep attention of the Creator only on itself. The creation doesn't want the Creator to focus on itself. It only wants to focus on creation. The creation doesn't want to hear that it's not about it. It will call you selfish, self-absorbed, and it will threaten you. Creation multiplies while the Creator stays constant, but improved as it learns. It works this way until the creation becomes the instrument of Creator's hands. It works this way until the creation becomes an instrument in the Creator's hands and begins working for the Creator, waking up other creations. And that's why we're here. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me and allowing me to share with you. I hope this was helpful. I read it to you for the first time as I'm reading it myself. It's just like, it just came in. I want you to remember that when I'm speaking about Creator and the creation, I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about like grand scheme of things. I'm not talking about God in general. I'm talking about I am, me. I'm talking about your own qualities within you. You are the Creator. The part inside of you, your thoughts, your feelings, that's the Creator. And everything that we do outside of us, everything that you actually do, your body, that you do with your body, I mean your body, the way you look in the mirror and what you see, you created that, okay? Not all of it, but you created that with the way you were eating, the way you were doing stuff, okay? So you are the Creator. And focusing on I am the creator. And everything that I create is just my manifestation. And if I could change the creator inside, the manifestation will get better. Okay? And don't become the slave of your creation. The creation wants you to be a slave. It wants to become more important. That 180 degrees, the 180 feet thing wants it all to be about it. It doesn't want you to focus on you. It wants you to keep staying focused on that. And that drains you of power. It drains you. It sucks you dry and you can't create anymore. That, guys, is the truth, and you know that. And when you really align yourself with who you are and really own it, the fact that this is who you are, I am the creator, this is who I am, and you start working on improving that, everything's going to change. I promise you. I promise you. So if you are just watching the Facebook page and you haven't, if you've watched me on Facebook Live and you didn't opt in for the webinar didn't work on YouTube. Unfortunately, it didn't work through my site, but please opt in on the webinar still. That is still, the page is still out there. If you opt in, you're going to get the email and you will receive the information about how you can claim your blueprint session with me and all the bonuses that come together with it. So again, I'm going to just reiterate that the blueprint session where you can find, you can discover your own qualities for your own school, for your creator, and you have your school with your curriculum, what you need to work on, what did you come here, what your soul came here to learn. You're going to get that blueprint, the session with me, the reading, to understand what your life purpose here is, what exactly you want in your life. And you get all the bonuses that comes with it, the Meaning Imagined Life course with videos, and my book, Choreography of Awakening, and of course you get this is the main thing that you get, okay, and the session with me personally. Okay guys, I'm gonna let you go today. I'm gonna post the link to the website and the page, and those of you who were here, you're gonna receive the email about this. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and have an amazing rest of the day, and thank you for letting me share with you today. Bye.